Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May edition of the AnCan Art Friends. We were just talking about how hot it is, and I don't know if it's getting hot around you, but it's not around Marcy, so we're a little jealous. So, Hannah, I love tonight's project. I'm so excited, and I feel like it's anything goes, and we can just let out whatever we need to let out. So, please, let's get started. Oh, real quick. If AnCan has helped you in any way, shape, or form, we would really appreciate it if you would write a review for us on Great Nonprofits. It's the time of year that we need our certification badge again. And if you're watching this recording, we'll put it in the description and I will put it in the chat. But we would appreciate that so much if Hannah and I have helped you or if AnCan has helped you. So, Hannah, let's go. Let's get this show on the road and let's get
Woohoo!
started.
Thank you, Alexa. Perfectly delivered, as always. Okay, so this is another AnCan art class, and I want you guys to know that, like Alexa said, there's really no right or wrong way to do this project, okay? It's so many colors. I'm not even going to count how many colors I used in there, okay? You can go crazy with it, okay? Really, the only rule, I guess, if you want to even call it a rule, is just to be a little bit patient. Let some of those colors dry in between before you smush them all together. Otherwise, it will probably become a little bit of a mess. So a little bit of patience goes a long way for this one, okay? But other than that, you can literally use whatever colors you want, okay? And if you got my email, maybe Alexa will show pictures, maybe. I submitted some color palettes. So if you have a hard time maybe narrowing down some of your colors, you can take a look at some of those color palettes. Or if you didn't get an email and you happen to be watching on YouTube, then go to Pinterest, okay? Pinterest and type in color palette. These are limited color palettes, okay? This one, I have a hard time no matter what I'm doing, okay, I have a hard time limiting myself at all, okay? So I'm probably not going to go with one of those color palettes that you just saw. I'm just going to let loose, okay? And that's what we want to do here. We want to let loose. So let me go ahead and describe, I guess, besides the colors, what else we're going to need. Because this is acrylic paint, we're going to need some water and some napkins. I brought out an optional palette knife. You can use it if you want to. I did not use it on this one, just because I just wasn't really thinking about it with this one. But if you want that little bit of texture, you're more than welcome to use it. I would just wait until the very end, those finishing touches, and then use it towards the end. And I'll bring that up again later, okay? But brushes, okay? We do want to have a variety of sizes for brushes. This one right here is a flat. So we want to have some kind of big brush. This is a flat brush because we are going to paint it one solid color. That way we have just that kind of safety net, that kind of backing, so that we don't have random white splotches poking through all of our colors, okay? So with this particular one, I chose bright pink as my background. But literally anything goes, okay? You could do black, you could do yellow, you could do brown. I'm probably going to do bright pink again. Okay. So just pick any kind of color for the background. Then we're going to let that dry. Okay. We may or may not need this flat brush anymore because we're going to look for brushes that have a little bit of a roundness to them. So this one, it's called a filbert. So it's got that rounded edge to it. But also, of course, you're more than welcome to use your classic round brushes too. So size 8, size 6, even bigger than that. Variety is really good with this one, okay? So just bring out the different sizes. I don't think I put it in the supplies list email, but this one right here, it's a mop brush, I think. I think it's a mop. I'm not quite sure. But it's a pretty big one, though, okay? So any kind of sizes with the rounded edges, okay? Now, if you don't have any brushes that kind of have a rounded edge, you actually can use your flat brush, but we're not going to use the flat side of it. We can use the other side. And that, again, that's if you don't have any round brushes. You can use the thin edge rather than the flat edge. Just a little trick, just in case you don't have the right tools. Okay, so there's the brushes. I mentioned the palette knife, which you can bring in later as part of your finishing touches. If you want to use any kind of metallics, again, save those for later too, because the metallics, we want them to shine at the top. So I'm going to save those for later. I have gold. Of course, I'm going to put gold in there, of course. What else am I missing? I mentioned napkins, I mentioned water. Canvas. Okay, so this particular canvas is a 9-inch by 12-inch canvas, but honestly, any size, any shape is totally fine. Okay. I happen to just have this, I think it's like a 12 by 12. It's a 12 by 12 canvas, so I may as well use it. This is a really fun project. Okay, so you do have, or we do have all of this texture, and then later on, we do come back with some splotches of some sort. So these areas where it's just blue with a little bit of texture on top, that just helps to break up the space. So things are just breaking up because there's so much going on in the background here. So it's just nice to throw in something extra. And again, that's going to be for later on. Okay. Do you guys have questions? Anything? Okay. Cool. Let's do it. All right. So let's choose a color for the background. I'm going to get my palette. Oh, there it is, my palette. I always forget to mention the palette. If you don't have a plastic palette like this, then you can always use some, what is it, the disposable paper plates. Not the ones that are porous, but some of the ones that have the film on top of it. So you can do that. I mentioned that I use pink in my background, so I'm just gonna replicate that because why not? But again, you can use any color you want, okay? Even a dark color for more of like a moody aesthetic, or like a space theme aesthetic, that might be kind of cool. Maybe I should do that. Okay, I'll think about that later.
That would be super cool, just saying.
Right? I'll pour it out anyway. Maybe I'll change my mind. Because I have right here some of my slightly more expensive paints. So I'm gonna bring this out. I'll just start with just those for now. Okay, now we're gonna take our flat brush once we've got our paints poured out, and we want to just use a little bit of paint to sort of get a thin layer on top of that. Thin layer. Let's just spend some time coloring that.
And it doesn't matter what color, right?
Nope, nope. Think of this color as I don't know, your tone. Like it's just gonna set the mood. So if you do something dark, then it'll just set the mood for more of like a moody color palette. If you do yellow, it'll be bright and sunny. You know, it'll just set the tone or the mood. So this bright pink, of course, I wanted it to be bright, so I chose that bright pink. Traditionally, this is actually what I learned in school when I was in art school taking my oil painting lessons. I learned that you can always take a base. Well, you can always get a base coat of burnt sienna, and that's a lot of times what the some of the masters would paint their canvases with was burnt sienna, and it just sort of again sets the mood for the painting. There's a name for it. Underpainting. That's what it is. It's an underpainting. And I do want to spread that paint. If it helps to grab a little bit of water, it might help, but just a little bit though, because believe it or not, sometimes that water makes it dry slower, believe it or not. So just a little bit, just enough to spread it a bit more. Just want that thin layer. And if you're using an actual canvas that has edges, then feel free to paint those edges. Just kind of lift it up, start painting. Any questions again? Maybe we should do a painting with an undercoat. Might be a fun little learning lesson for us. Just want to spread it real thin. Now, it doesn't really matter what our brushstrokes look like at this point because this is going to be buried under so many other brushstrokes. So don't worry about getting anything even, just as long as it's flat. We don't want any lumps and bumps. We're all good there. You know what? Maybe I will go with a space theme. See what I can do with this bright underpainting. Now, has anyone done anything fun or interesting or creative in the last month since we last had class? Anyone want to show off some artwork?
I've been painting bird boxes.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I work with a rescue and they did an auction. So I painted two bird boxes, one like a magic theme with
Oh,
mushrooms and fairies,
oh, that's
Oh,
so
that's so
cute.
cool.
and
I
one with sunflowers, like blue and yellow. And they were just really good fun to do.
oh, I love that. We need to do like a picture with mushrooms and just
Oh,
other
yes.
foresty things. That would be
Yes.
so
Yeah.
fun.
Well, my friends asked me to do one now for her, so I'm going to do the same sort of thing with fairies and mushrooms and black
Oh,
cats and crows and
oh,
the moon.
I love
It's
it. So it's gonna be
perfect.
more fairy. I love that. I want to get into like imagery like that. Mushrooms, like moths, for example.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, I just love that whole aesthetic. Like I know that I typically use a lot of like super bright colors. I mean, obviously
Mm.
it's pink, but that sort of dark, moody aesthetic, I'm starting to love it a whole lot more.
I did
Embrace it.
I did purple. It was sort of like blue, purple, and black, really. Just
Nice.
mixed it a bit, and then I sprayed on some stars. So that was
Oh,
good.
that's
I
awesome.
was really pleased. It took me like 2 days. I was really shocked. I was
Yeah.
like, why haven't I been painting bird boxes all my life?
Oh my God. But this was for charity though? Like
Yeah,
some donation?
they did they had a gala and they did an auction, so they auctioned them
Nice.
off. So it was really
Nice.
cool, and they got quite a bit of money for them. I was like, oh my God.
Really? Oh, you should be proud.
I know. They were like, I think it's like $500
Oh my
each.
God.
Yeah, I mean, very generous people, obviously.
Seriously. How big were the boxes? Oh
They
my
were
God.
probably they were a fair size. They were bigger boxes, I would say. I've got Aldi boxes
Nice.
to paint for my friends. They got the like
The
seven
cool.
dollar boxes.
Oh
But
my God.
these were donated to them by some sort of woodworkers. And
Oh, okay.
they obviously made these boxes and they were solid wood. They were really nice.
Nice. How
So yeah,
cool
that was
though.
fun to do. Never throw anything away. Just think about revamping it.
Yeah, just like upcycling it.
Cycling.
That's that's such a fun thing to do too. Like I'm sure it was really relaxing.
Oh, it was. And when I
Yeah.
paint, if I paint paintings, I get a little bit sort of caught up in myself. But this
Yeah.
was such fun, I didn't even notice.
I love that for you. That's so cool. I would love to see
Mm.
some pictures someday. That would be amazing.
I've definitely got some pictures I'm sure I can send.
Nice. Well, that reminds me though, because I've been trying to get into upcycling, just but glassware, like vases.
Oh, nice.
Because I don't know, I was talking to the owner of this consignment shop that I signed with, and oh, thank you, Alexa, for putting my email in there. Yay. But yeah, I was talking to the owner of the consignment shop, and she was telling me that mirrors actually do very well. And so I was thinking, okay, I could paint on top of mirrors.
Mm.
And I paint like window murals all the time whenever I work in hospitals. I paint murals in there often. So why not like use actual glass paint and then maybe paint on top of vases or just
Oh,
anything else that's
nice.
glass and see how well that does in the shop.
That'll do really well, I would think. I've painted on bottles sometimes
Yeah.
because I like paint,
Yeah.
but I mean, some of the paint is I painted with like really old paint and it's not so good. So I think if you can get like real glass paint
I
rather
was
than acrylics, yeah.
I was gonna show you this right here because I have a few different colors. I don't have a
Ah,
lot of colors, but this one is for it's specifically for glass. So you're supposed to bake it after
yeah.
drying it. Yeah, bake it for 30 minutes is what it says. And I've done that before. Just a long time ago. It's been a long
Oh, that
time.
sounds great.
It's a lot of fun. All right, y'all. So let's put our first little bits of color on there. So I mentioned patience, right? Patience is key to this one because our background might still be a little bit wet in some places and maybe a little more dry in others. You can kind of tell here it's a little drier here, a little more wet here. So the colors that I choose to start with, they're going to be colors that just kind of mesh pretty well with this background color. So let's, for example, if I were to do something like purple or blue or black or white, then if it were to mix, if it would turn into a really pretty color, a predictable color, I would say. However, if I were to use something like orange or yellow, then maybe not so much. Yellow, it would turn into orange if you put it on here, which might not be so bad, but you have to kind of expect it. Okay, just expect it. So I'm going to rinse my brush and just set it aside. For the most part, you shouldn't really need this one anymore. So set it aside. So we don't need that one. I'm going to start off with, trying to think of where did I start off with this one?
Hey Hannah, Party Monster here. Can I quickly ask what colors you use to get that Magneta pink?
Yeah, this one. Okay, so this one's straight from the tube. It's
Okay,
called, yeah, it's magenta. Yeah,
got it.
super bright. I know. Yeah, that one's one of my favorite colors to mix with anything. Okay, so choose your next color. And I would choose maybe something that's a little bit on the larger side first, and then we'll switch up to some of the smaller brushes. So what we'll do is we'll go one color at a time, one type of brush at a time. Of course, you can switch that up at any point too. But we have a really nice, maybe not nice is not the right word, diverse mixture of brushstroke types. So big brush, smaller brush, different kind of brush. It's very diverse, okay? The only thing is we use one color at a time. We kind of let some of them dry before we go over them with other colors, okay? Those are really the only rules per se. And they're only rules because you don't want it to become mush, okay? And that's where the patience comes in. So anyway, I'm gonna choose my lovely navy blue because why not? I know that this color isn't really going to mix too well with this one, so that's my color of choice. What I want to do is grab a good amount here and swipe it, squish it and swipe it. I am going to squish it just enough to where I don't really see too many lumps. I don't see too many bumps.
All over we do it?
Yeah, all over. Later on, we can start to pinpoint specific spots for colors if you wanted to do that. And I say if, okay, because I did not pinpoint colors with this one. But if you want to be a little more organized than me, then you can do that. So the idea is just to have fun with these brush strokes. I'm literally just really making sure I have a good amount of paint on my brush and then swiping. But I do want you to pay attention though to how you swipe the brush because it's always a good idea just to do that in general. Um, the more I squish it, the thicker the brush stroke is going to be. If I were to just lightly graze the surface like that, it's going to be a much smaller brush stroke. So that may not be super important here, but I don't know. I always feel like it's a good idea to just pay attention to that. Just in case you do want to be more what's the word? Targeted or what's the word? I don't know. Can't find my words today. It's okay. It'll come to me.
Intentional.
Thank you. Thank you. Intentional. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So if you want to be more intentional, then pay attention to your brush strokes. Thank you. Is that you, Party Mom? Party Monster?
Hell yeah, it is.
Okay, let's go. I'm even going to put some of these brush strokes off the page. Just to, I don't know, give it some continuity. And maybe some brush strokes should be overlapping others. Being intentional about that. Maybe I'll target this spot and have it be a bit more dark. But one thing that I'm noticing is that my brush strokes are pretty thick, and that's because I keep refilling my brush. See that? The more I refill it, the more body they have. So now I'll just put some here. And I just ran out of this paint, and I think I'll just stop there, you know? There's really no rules to this. Call it a day after 5 more brush strokes. And you can, if you're using a canvas, you can actually have it spill over to the side if you wanted to. Maybe like continue some of your brush strokes downward. That might be kind of cool. I used to never think about my edges whenever I was in school and college taking these art classes, but it is nice to think about that. Okay, leave it alone for now. Now, here's what's going through my head now. I realized that a lot of these brush strokes are not quite dry. They might take a bit of time to dry, and that's okay because we're working with different sizes of brushes. So if that's you, if you feel like if you were to use the same brush, you might mix a little bit too much. So you can always switch over to something smaller and just start filling in some of those smaller spaces with your smaller brush. And it really doesn't matter which one you use at this point. I'll just use this one just because it's also a rounder edge, just like the last one we used. Just smaller, that's all. So again, I'm trying to be intentional by looking and taking note of which of these brush strokes and which areas are drier and which ones are a little bit more wet. So for me, it's a little bit more dry in this area. So if I'm going for a spacey theme-ish, what should I do next? I know you would put some of those on green. Oh, but that was earlier. I'm going for space. Maybe I'll do a little bit more blue. But like not this dark blue, not this super dark blue. Maybe I'll do some sort of lighter blue. I'm just thinking out loud here, guys. Is anyone doing some of those color schemes directly from the pictures? I'm just curious. Anyone just going with their gut?
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Excellent. Can't wait to see that. let's see, I can use a little bit of this. If you need help mixing colors, please just let me know. I'm happy to help you mix certain colors, and because I know it can be kind of, I don't know, difficult sometimes to mix just the right color, especially if it's a little bit more complicated. I am more than happy to help you out with it. Ooh, I used like a navy blue, but it looks a little bit more purpley. Interesting. So be sure to mix a good amount or use a good amount on your brush, because that's going to give you some nicer, more full brush strokes. See that? And that's because I keep on refilling. The idea is to layer these brush strokes. Go to town with it. Go to town with the layering. Just keep in mind that, you might have some brush strokes that mix in if it's not dry, and that's okay. Have fun with it. Jump around different parts of the page. Jump around with it and just, have fun with the mixing. And honestly, at this point, you guys can move on to whatever color you want at this point. Whenever I move to the next color or perhaps the next brush, I'm going to be targeting some of these spots in the back here. But my goal is not to completely cover them. Just fill the page. That's all that is. Just fill the page. Do y'all have other questions? Oh, dinner smells so good. I don't know what he's making.
It's a polka dot picture.
Yeah, I was looking at it and it kind of looked like what is it, a ladybug to me at first. Wait, are you making actual polka dots though?
I'm not too sure if they're polka dots because my brush, it's got the rounded tip, but it's coming out kind of square in a way, but it's all right.
That's kind of cool though.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think I had used some square brush strokes in here too. I don't know. I did a lot in this picture. What was I going to do next? A little tip for color mixing. If you want some of those muted colors, maybe not so bright, maybe not so like out there and in your face, in order to mute them down, you can mix either gray or a teensy tiny bit of black or brown with your bright color. So I can do an example for you. Y'all know I love teal, right? So let me get some teal. But say maybe I don't want to do such a bright, crazy teal. I'm thinking I'll tone it down with a little bit of brown. I always feel like using neutrals and brown colors are very underrated, I think. Because those colors, they help all the other colors to stand out even more. So there's that super bright teal. And here's a brown. I'm trying to be really careful around my tea because earlier before class I knocked it over and spilled it all over my stuff. And of course now I put it in the same spot as it was when I actually spilled it. I gotta be careful. Okay.
Hannah, do we just change? Should we go on to another color or?
Yeah, at this point, it's completely up to you. At this point, we are filling it in now. We're just filling it in. Just remember that patience, okay? Remember to let some of your colors dry, because I know from experience it can be very tempting to just keep on going and going and going without stopping. Especially like if you're in a groove. I know that too well. Here we go. So here's that little bit of brown. Small bit of brown in my teal color. See how much it really tones it down? I'll even add just a little bit more. A little goes a long way. There we go. Lovely color. Even though I toned it down, it still seems pretty bright next to this pink. But I feel like what really helps us get into the groove of this painting and really figure out where to go, it's by constantly looking all over the page. So I'm not focusing on just one spot. I am always going to try and figure out in this moment, okay, do I jump here? Do I jump here? Do I jump here? Always looking around at my surroundings. And it takes a while to, if you're not used to doing that with your painting, it takes a while to just get used to it. But it's a good habit to have no matter what kind of painting you're doing. And then of course,
Is it okay to do different sizes, like different size brushes?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Anyone else have any other questions? Now for me, I'm going to try to keep my brush strokes more consistent. At least right now, I don't really want them to mix too much. But that's just me. Like, this is just me thinking about how I want this to go. And it's always just a good idea to start thinking about where to take your painting and what to do with it. Even if you had no idea what to do with it in the beginning, it'll start to come together later. I actually kind of like throwing in some of those teal brush strokes that aren't mixed with anything. Anyone else do anything interesting or fun in the last month?
I went to a rave
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
on the lakefront in Chicago.
Okay. So how was that? That sounds amazing.
There were about 6 people there dancing like wild screaming hyenas.
Like hyenas. I've never been to a rave. I always wanted to go.
Never too late.
Yeah, seriously. That sounds like fun though.
I gotta Google what a rave is.
It's a crazy party.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Crazy party. Best way to describe it, I think. I did have a roommate who was a former raver at the time, but he was really into what was it? Poi. Have you heard of poi? What else? It's a type of like dance movement.
Martial arts and movement and dance.
Yeah, exactly. It's a mixture of all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was really into poi but he was also a really good fire spinner too. So it was just really cool to go and see his shows. Because man, he got like up close and personal with the fire, with the flames. Okay, now here's what's going on in my mind. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and again, looking at it as a whole, because that's what I do with this kind of painting. And I feel like this could use maybe a darker color, just to push back some of the super bright teals here. So maybe not as dark as this navy here, not as dark as that, but somewhere in between. So again, that's just my way of thinking about this. So I think I'll take, should I take, since that looks purple, I need to get an actual blue. Here we go. Here's a blue. This is a good one. And I will also mix this with a little bit of brown. Let's see. Okay, so I got my blue. I think I'll use a different brush now. Maybe I'll finally use the round brush. So this one right here. Then a little bit of brown.
Hey Hannah, I had to step away for a second. What does the brown do?
Yes, the brown, it just kind of tones down your really, really bright colors.
Oh, got it.
So yeah, if there's any color where you're just like, I like this color, but it's just gonna like pop out, stand out, mix a little bit of brown with it, or a tiny bit of black or gray, any neutral color.
Awesome. Thank you. That's a great tip.
Awesome. Yeah, I love these colors. All right, now let's see what this does. It's not bad. Okay. I think it could be a little bit lighter, I think. Now, I'm not mixing white with it. This color right here, I don't know what it's called, but I use it all the time. Sand. It's sand. I use sand color. But I think I'll bring out actual white and mix that with it. Just to see what happens. Here we go. Much better.
The white is doing my picture some good.
Good. Yeah. Sometimes we need that variety. There we go. Yeah, same here. I forgot to mention I was in New York 2 weeks ago. That was one of my fun things. My first time in New York.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It is such a city. There's so much city everywhere. Went to my boyfriend has a family. Well, I guess you could say family friend, but it's a friend that he's known since elementary school. And this friend of his moved to New York a few years ago, and well, several years ago, but he opened up a restaurant over there, and it's a Tex-Mex restaurant. So we went over to New York to eat Tex-Mex food, and
Yeah.
it was actually the best Tex-Mex food I've ever had in my whole life. And I'm in Texas. I'm from Texas. It was so good.
Did you try a New York pizza? How was it? Did you try a pizza?
I did not. Tried a hot dog, and that
Oh,
kind of
how
made
was
my
that?
stomach hurt. Made my
Oh,
stomach hurt. It was like from the the little vendors outside of the Statue of Liberty. And I was like,
too much
okay,
grease.
I've tried it. I can say I've tried it.
Did they have like grilled onions?
No, just they had like didn't have that much. They didn't have that much, honestly. Are they supposed to have grilled onions?
Oh, in the old days they did. I don't know about now. You know,
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
been in New York for so long,
I mean,
since the 1990s,
maybe it was just the vendor we happened to pass by, the one we chose.
and things have changed so much everywhere. So
Yeah, but it was fun though. Got to ride the subway for the first time.
you brave.
Well, I'm glad Junior was with me though because um, there was a guy who was wearing um, like a Santa dress, like a Christmassy dress. And he was talking real loud, and I don't know, he might have been on something, but he was friendly, okay? He was friendly. We struck up a conversation. Well, he struck up a conversation with us, and so we just, rolled with it. But that was an interesting conversation. Interesting subway ride for sure. There we go. Now I still have quite a lot to do because again, I'm still targeting some of those pink areas. But again, I'm still trying to take note of what's dry, what's not dry. And I keep forgetting actually to do my sides here. So I might actually take a moment to maybe do some of that, put some paint on the sides there.
What's our goal? To cover up the whole like pink background? Yours is pink, mine's blue, but to cover the whole thing, or what's the goal?
It's not to cover the whole thing. That pink for me, that background color, it's there as a safeguard, just in case we forget to put a color over some of the background.
Okay, so we are supposed to kind of cover up the background.
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay.
I mean, as you can see, there's tons of pink showing through, but it looks like it looks like it's supposed to belong there. But as you can see, there's a ton covering it up.
Right.
There's just a lot going on. Let's see, what should I do next? I don't think it's very galaxy right now. Maybe I need more something else. Maybe more of that navy color. Indigo. But like mixed with something else. I don't know, it says it's indigo. But it does actually look a bit more purple to me. So I'm just talking out loud here. Let's see. Maybe I'll mix it with some blue, some of this blue. Oh, that's a nice color. That's pretty. So maybe I'll add some of this color before I add some of this color mixed with brown. Let's see what happens. Ooh, I like that. Okay, very pretty. And yes, I am targeting a lot of the pink spots. Anyone have any summer travel coming up? No one? No plans?
Lake Tahoe.
Oh, Lake Tahoe. Okay. That sounds fun.
Cherokee, North Carolina.
Okay. When are those trips taking place?
So Cherokee is Memorial.
Wow.
Serenity, which is a little it's a little man-made town, basically. They took a town and created it.
Created it?
Yeah, basically, but it has they have like farm to table restaurants, and they do a lot of wet. Anyway, my daughter's taking me there. We go horseback riding there.
Wow. Okay.
Did you say you're going to Turkey? Was it Turkey?
Oh, Lake Tahoe.
Oh, Lake Tahoe, yeah.
Oh.
That sounds fun.
I don't know. There's something every month my husband's planning.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so sweet of him.
Retirement's kicking in.
Yeah. How fun though, Lake Tahoe. I always wanted to go there.
I wish my husband would want to travel.
Oh man.
He only wants to go to one place. And I've been there too many times.
And where's that?
Japan.
Oh, Japan.
I want to go to Hawaii.
Oh, man. I don't know. I would love to go to Japan.
I've been there so many times. 46 years, twice a year. How many times have I been?
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that is a lot. Okay.
I don't want to go to Japan. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Europe.
Why do you go to Japan so much?
To see family.
Oh, okay.
To visit family.
Yeah.
It's a good reason. I'll go with you next time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with you.
If we get a house there for retirement soon, then I'll just come and visit.
Oh,
visit.
that
Live on
the
floor. Live on the floor like me.
Wow.
Hey, Hannah, I'm going to hop off. I got to go to another party.
Okay, all right.
Thanks
All right,
for partying
Party
with
Monster.
us.
I'll show you what I did real quick.
Yeah. There we go. Ooh, lovely. Can we spotlight him? Where? Hold on. Oh, there we go.
Oh, cool.
There it is.
Oh, wow. That's too cool.
I know. I like that color scheme.
I don't know if it's space, but it's certainly me.
It's party.
Cool.
All right, everybody have a great night. Love you guys.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.
Nice. Very cool, y'all. All right, guys, keep partying. Let's go. Let's keep going. What should I add, though? I don't know what to add.
Start mixing your colors. I'm mixing the colors on my palette.
Yeah.
The ones that I have out there already making weird colors.
I know I have all of this. I want to cover a lot of that pink. So what if I did like a muted yellow? I'm still thinking of one of those like space themed pictures. So get some of that yellow and maybe I'll add maybe a little bit of brown to it. I don't think I want to use a big brush. I don't know where my napkins went. Oh, I used all my napkins and I spilled everything. Of course I did. Okay. Okay, so I really liked that deep muted yellow. So let me see if I can recreate it. Oh, that is a lot of brown. It's maybe not. That's like yucky brown. Okay, that's a little bit better. A little bit. It's like poo-poo brown. I don't think I want that. That's not. I don't have a napkin. Oh well. I have some boxes. I'm just gonna wipe it in box. Hopefully nobody asks what that is. Oh, let's fix this. Okay. Getting a little bit better. Let's see what it looks like. Maybe it'll surprise me. I don't think I like it. If I add even more white paint.
I like this adding the brown. That's such a good tip.
Oh, yay.
I never thought to do that. I always just add black or whatever, but this is such a, makes it so, I don't know.
I feel like it gives it a natural tone.
It does. I love it. Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah, it does make it a lot more natural. There we go. That's better. Much better. I would love to visit all of you guys, especially you, Marcy.
Come to San Diego?
I could. Yeah, San Diego. I've never been.
Come on down.
Yeah. If only I could if only me and Alexa could take like an AnCan trip across the country. That would be amazing. I don't know how we would justify it, but
Hey,
we gotta.
next time you're in Houston,
That's
that
right.
up.
Yeah, seriously.
There's so many awesome museums here. There's one, my favorite, I learned about when I was taking art appreciation or art history rather. And
Yeah.
it's called the Menil Collection. And have you ever heard of him?
Yes, I've been there actually.
I've
for years.
In the summers, like I taught for many years. So in the summers I would take my kids all over the place. And that was one of my favorite places to go. And then did you go to the Rothko Chapel?
Yeah, I did.
Isn't that amazing?
So I didn't appreciate it whenever I went there because I had taken a like a field trip, like an overnight field trip with my high school because I went to an art high school, a magnet school.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, and so we went over there for one of the art competitions, and of course we went to go and visit the Rothko Chapel and Menil collection, but I didn't really appreciate it as much as I do now.
I understand.
You know, I'm a teenager, so
right.
I was just I don't know. It didn't really at the time strike me because people kept saying, "Oh, it's so peaceful in there. It's so nice," and I would love to visit it now. Like now that I understand a bit more about the world.
I have a great picture of my daughter, and I I got in trouble for taking a picture. It was no flash, but I got a great picture of my daughter when she was like maybe 5, and she was meditating, quote unquote, It was so cute. So cute. But that's one of my favorite places. And then they had this Byzantine chapel there. What they did was they found, so the Menils the husband was an architect. They're from France, moved here. He's an architect here in Houston for years. And they learned about this black market. They had raided a Byzantine chapel in Greece. So they bought it from the black market, preserved it, and replicated the Byzantine chapel within a very plain, like concrete, simple building, but inside they replicated it with with shards of glass or sheets of glass. It was beautiful, beautiful, and so peaceful. You didn't do that?
I don't remember seeing that.
They maybe about 8 years ago, they returned it back to the country of Greece.
Okay. That's probably a better thing.
Right. It was so beautiful though.
Man, no, I don't remember seeing it. And this was, gosh, last time I was there I was 16 at the time, and how old am I now? 35. I'm 35 now. It's a long time ago.
Can't believe you're 35.
Hmm?
Can't believe you're 35. You look so young. I thought you're like no offense, but like a little kid.
Thank you.
You know what? Hannah and I are learning that the music that we listened to in high school is becoming classic.
Yeah,
and we don't know how we feel about that.
Yeah.
It's hard at first.
It's so interesting though to think of it that way. But
I've learned to embrace it.
Embrace it, yeah. I've kind of learned to do that too. I don't think I told you this, Alexa, but I have a playlist that I made on Spotify, and I just call it vintage now, and it's got stuff like Panic at the Disco and
oh my gosh,
everything.
Vintage. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hey, wait until it becomes Muzak or elevator music.
Oh my God. I actually would love for that to happen. I actually cannot wait for that to happen. I feel like my stepkids have some good taste in music though, because they love it when I put like older songs on, like my generation songs.
You know why the older songs are better? Even my kids seem to hate the older songs more.
Yeah. Even when I play like like 80s. You know, they love that too.
My kids are your age.
Oh, okay, yeah, in
My
their 30s.
age. And they like, you know, some of the music I listen to.
Yeah, I mean, you just learn to appreciate it. Okay, now for me, I know I still have lots of other spaces, but I feel like I could actually throw in some gold, and it might be nice to have some of those gold pieces maybe be overlapped eventually by other colors. So why not? Why not throw some gold in there? I do want to mention that maybe in about 5 minutes or so, I'll teach you guys how to add those spaces of color that just kind of break up the space, or those areas that break up the space. Now, I feel like I did a lot here, okay? I didn't go overboard, but I did a lot. And what I did was I started off with I don't know, like a periwinkle blue type of color. And I was just going for blank spaces. That was it. Blank spaces, just something for my eye to rest because there's so much going on here. Okay. Something for my eye to take a rest from everything else. And so after I'd added this like periwinkle blue blobs everywhere, that's when I decided, oh, I feel like it needs a little something more. So then after that, I took a smaller brush. Yeah, I believe it was a round brush. And I just started doing just these other brush strokes, just tap, tap, taps, but also squiggles and taps, just for variety. That's all this is. It's just all about variety. So I thought I would explain it just in case you guys wanted to start it now. You can do this anytime, just as long as wherever you put these blobs on, as long as it's dry or mostly dry, you'll be fine. Because again, there's really no right or wrong way to do this painting. Not at all. So probably what I'll do is I'll just add a bit of green, maybe one color more, and then I'll add my I don't even know what you call them, blank spaces. Here we go. I feel like I need a bit of water. A little bit. I don't know how I feel about this color. Kind of a funky color. Yeah, I think I like that color. I'm gonna see if I can pull up some of that inspiration, those colors that I'd sent. There we go. Under screenshots for me. Here we go. Okay. One of those colors is more like a tan color. So maybe, I'm just talking out loud here. Maybe I'll just put this one straight from the tube.
Making little swipes down, sort of like over the.
Yeah, I'm just kind of targeting the pink because I'm realizing that there's so much pink. Like I have a lot. I don't know about you.
I have got a lot of background still.
And I can always switch over to a bigger brush too, and that would help. I kind of like this particular texture for now. And that's right, I was gonna add some gold color too. So now there we go. All right, what was I going to do? Oh, that's our gold. Maybe I'll use the medium-sized brush for that. I just really like this gold. Maybe after I add this gold, then I'll do the open spaces on mine. And then we can open the floor, and if anyone wants to share, y'all can share. Just want to say that like you can keep going on this painting and just paint and paint and paint. Add so many different layers. So even if you didn't want to finish it today, you could always come back to it. Well, that is a lot of gold. So I think what I'll do is maybe hang tight and let that dry, and then I'll go over it with some more of my blues. That way I can push the gold back. And that's just another idea to think about too. And I'm sure you guys are already thinking about it, but using other colors and other shapes to push back some of those colors that are just a lot. And I did mention that you could absolutely use your palette knife too at some point. And I just take some of this and see what happens. See that? You can create the same kinds of shapes with the palette knife. The only issue with the palette knife is that it tends to be more lumpy. So it's very easy to mix it in accidentally with other colors. But you see how I'm just swiping it down like that? Those lumps that kind of build up on the side there, they might take a little longer to dry.
Wait to see what a mess I made. Oh,
I can't wait to see it.
Totally changed the whole mood of the painting.
I always love seeing your work. And I know you struggle with it sometimes, but I still love it.
Oh, you're just sweet and kind.
No, I'm not just being kind. I mean it. I mean it. This is very like therapeutic, just putting in these brush strokes. With not brush strokes, the palette knife strokes. Now I have a ton down here I should cover. There we go. I like this color scheme. It's coming together. It's really coming together. I might actually put like a dark brown onto here. I don't know. I'm just curious about that. What if I mix this brown, this indigo? Let's see what happens. Yeah, okay. It becomes more of like a burnt umber color. That makes sense. It suddenly makes me remember that one of the techniques that one of my painting teachers taught me in school was, instead of using black paint, you can mix 3 different colors together: burnt umber, phthalo blue, and phthalo green. Burnt umber, phthalo blue, and phthalo green. And that just gives you a more in-depth dark color. Just, in case y'all were wondering. I do want to take a color theory class because I do feel like I can use a lot of what's the word? Help when it comes to colors, choosing colors. Okay, so there's phthalo green, which is just being absorbed by the indigo. Oh, it's not too bad.
What do you call this kind of art?
I don't know, honestly.
Abstract?
I mean, maybe more reactionary. So
Reactionary. Okay.
well, that's just my word for it, because there's an artist that comes to mind, Kandinsky, and he would paint basically his feelings. Like, he would take different textures and colors, and it was very sporadic. It was very, although the style is completely different from what we're doing, I think the idea is the same, or it's very similar in that it's sporadic and we're just going off of painting what comes to mind right away.
This was very popular kind of paintings in the 60s,
Didn't Klee do that also?
Who?
Klee, Klee, Klee.
Klee. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Klee, but yeah, what is it called? Oh, why I'm blanking on the
Didn't
actual
Klee
term.
do the kiss and it's a lot of gold in the background?
I think that was Klimt.
Klimt. There you go.
Close though. Klimt. Yeah, but Klee, I'm not too familiar with Klee, but I do remember his name being associated with Kandinsky. I'm gonna look him up now. No, never mind. I don't want my computer to freeze. But yeah, my word for it is reactionary. But if there's another word, there could be.
Hannah, I messed this one up.
No. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Can we spotlight her, Alexa? Maybe she stepped away for a second. Let me see if I can spotlight you online. Oh, no.
That's okay. Wait. We should wait.
Whoops.
I'll add some more dots.
I am. Well, can you hold it up again? Maybe I can just make it big for myself so I can see it. And then when she comes back, we'll make it bigger for everyone.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Yay. There we go. Maybe if you were to add some of the colors that you have for the texture, like maybe that pink, maybe add that inside of it. And I'll show you how in a second.
Inside the squares?
Yeah, inside the squares. Because let me show you the original
Like little
real quick.
Something? Can you see the color in the squares?
Yeah, hold on one second.
So I make dots.
Everything fell, so I'm trying to pick things up real quick.
It picked up the color of I just rubbed the brush around and let it pick up whatever color wasn't dry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
okay, yeah, hence the mixing. Yeah, just pick one of those colors. And here's the original, okay? So you see how there's gold inside of here, and then there's also that yellow color. Well, those colors are also in the background. Right. So I've chosen those two colors to bring to the front and just kind of mix on top of it with it. Well, not mix, but like add another texture to it.
Right. Give it some depth.
Yes, exactly. Like, and that'll help to connect it with the rest of the painting too. So why don't I do that with mine now? Let me take this one. Where's my palette? There's my palette. Okay, so let me take, I don't know, maybe I'll do yellow again. So now I'll get some yellow to go on top of that. And as you can see, some of my colors are also mixing in with it.
I'll wait till I'll see how you do it. I'll wait a bit.
White paint really helps to push the rest of the colors back and make it and turn it into an even playing field. See how it just kind of brings the colors together?
Right.
Squishing it together just like that, evening it, evening. What am I doing? Swiping it. I'm losing my words right now. So add in that white. So now I can have another spot here.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to do spots.
It's a section, just another section. It's like not a spot. Maybe that's the wrong word. I need to grab more yellow. And some of this is, even on mine, it's still not completely dry, but again, that white paint really helps it. Now I need more yellow because I originally wanted this to be yellow. There we go. It's really easy to get caught up in the painting process and not wait for it. So in a moment, I'll probably avoid this one little spot right here because it's not really dry. There's a lot of blue in there. But the rest of this I can paint right now. But I'm going over my brush strokes again and again and again, smoothing it out. Trying to be intentional. Hear my cat crying out there. I think she's hungry. It's Callie. No, because it's Callie, she probably just wants to play. She's my kitty cat who needs lots of attention.
I've got 3. I've locked them out.
Oh, you locked them out? Do they
Yeah,
try to
they sit
get
there.
on your artwork?
They do. And I've
Yeah.
got a glass door, so they sit by the door and they look at me.
They watch you. Mama, why aren't you
Yes.
letting me in?
Yes.
If I had a glass door, it would be the same thing. Oh my God. Instead, sometimes I'll see their little paws underneath the door. I love it.
They're so funny.
Yeah, Callie, she loves being held, picked up, but only in very specific areas. And one of those areas is when I'm right here at the desk. So I could be sitting, I could be like literally painting like this, and she'll come up and she'll ask for uppies. She'll like look at me a certain way, or she'll like get on her
Many of
paws.
art classes and creations have been done with Callie in your arms.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, a lot of times when I'm making artwork for this class, she wants to be picked up.
She wants
So
to
of course I
contribute.
have to. Of course, she wants to be included. Of course. She really does though, because if sometimes I'll be busy, okay, so I can't like fully pay attention to her when she wants me to play with her. So I'll just like do what I need to do on one side, and then I'll take my hand and I'll play with the, what is it? One of their string toys, with the other hand. So I'm not really paying attention to what the string's doing, but she knows that I'm not paying attention and it's not good enough. So she'll just stop and stare at me like, "What are you doing, Mom? Pay attention
Just
to
like
me."
children. Just like children.
Yeah, exactly. She knows. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to let this dry a bit, and they look just like blobs, okay? Like there's not much going on with it. But I will fix that.
You know what technique I'm trying? I'm trying your shading technique that we did the other day. So I'm trying on the squares to do some type of a shading.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Like what you were, I mean, I'm not very good at it, but we'll give it a shot,
I can't wait to see that because you have squares. So, the other day, this was on Monday, I had given a lesson to one of my other MS art classes, my Monday night art classes, and it was a lesson in shading. And we spent the whole time just shading in spheres with colored pencils. So if you guys want to do that for this class too, that would be kind of cool. If you want to learn a little bit about shading, let me know.
Hannah, can I ask you a question about it?
Mm-hmm.
Should I put some white in those shadings? Should I lighten it up with some white?
Ooh.
See how I'm shading it?
Yeah, like I see your light point at the top.
Yeah. Should I add some, like put a little bit light, a little bit at the tips, maybe a little bit more white?
Yeah, I wouldn't say white, but just a lightened version of I think you used yellow. Did you use yellow at the top?
Yeah, I just used just yellow.
Yeah, maybe like a lightened version of that. See
Like
how you feel after you put that lightened bit of yellow at the top. And then if you want to go like white, then you'll know after seeing that.
Right. Yeah.
And that's just like it's a safe place to start.
So you think I should do that, right? Put some white in it, like lighten it.
Yeah, lighten it. Yeah, I would say lighten it. Because I feel like the white would make it really stand out quite a lot.
Right.
So, but if you were to do just that lightened version, I think that would be a nice like in between.
So my question is like, should I just put it on the top tips, like not too much, or should I carry like?
Yeah, if you're going for that shading technique that we're doing, then yes, do it just on the top area.
Okay.
Yeah, just on the top. Okay, so for me, I feel like I might be ready for the next little squiggles of color. So, remember in the original, you've got all of these squiggles just everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and start to put those in. And I want to choose a color that's in here already. So for this one, there's a little bit of purple. And again, there's also the gold and the light yellow. So those are colors that are already within the painting. So for me, maybe I can take some purple. Maybe purple would be a good choice. And then just add squiggles. Perhaps along the edges. I have no idea how that black got in there. But I like it. I don't know how it got there though. So anyway, kind of outlining it, but I kind of don't know where to go with it. So I can always just do some swipes on top of that as well. That's just a little cheat, I guess. If you don't know what to do some swipes. So now that I've added that little bit of purple, now it feels like it's more a part of the painting because I've added what was already there. I hope that makes sense. It's almost like when you're trying to, I guess, match your outfit, like what you're wearing. It's like you choose different accessories to match some other color that you might already be wearing in your clothes. At least that's how I was told to do it. So I don't know, red earrings if I've got a little bit of red in a small portion of my clothing, something like that. So it's kind of like you're picking and choosing what colors to accessorize. Hope that makes sense. Not that I know much about fashion. Almost like I'm outlining, but not really. At this point, I'm just squishing the color around because for me, it just feels like a squishy kind of time right now. Like it just needs to be squished.
Do you think we should do like one color inside, or should we do different colors, or just
I would pick maybe two or three.
inside? Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm gonna grab some of this pink right here and just add a little bit of pink to it. So either squiggles or these swipes. And honestly, I kind of want to add some gold to it too. So that'll be my third color. Add a little bit of gold. Maybe I'll add a bit more purple before I do that. I feel like I liked that one spot, but why did I do that?
I have another question, Hannah. I'm sorry to bother you.
No, you're good.
But if I put, you see how I shaded I put more white on the top.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So maybe I shouldn't go too light inside the square with any kind of a light paint. You see how I put some purple in it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the in some areas it's a gentle fade. In other areas it's a little bit more of a contrast, but that makes for some really nice texture variations.
So I
Does
don't
that
think
make
I should go
sense?
too light inside what I'm saying is, you see, should I put something, because I have the light source,
Mm-hmm.
should I put anything light inside the squares or no?
No, I don't think so. No,
Yeah, because
keep
I
it
think
like
it might
that.
mess up, right? Mess up.
Yeah. Well, it would add a whole nother dimension to it, and I think that it would take away from what you're trying to do if you did that.
Right, yeah, because it'll take away from that light source that
Exactly.
where
Exactly. Yeah, I would say keep it because it's really nice the way it is.
so just I think it's done. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's done too. You did a really good job with that.
Really.
Yay! Yeah, we can open the floor now if anyone wants to share your work.
I'm not really sure I'm not even sure what I've done, but I've done something.
You did something. Let's see it.
Hold on.
Where are you?
Oh, it takes me ages to do all the camera bits now. Hold on.
Oh, it's okay. Can't wait though. Yay, there you are.
I'll have to fit it in that way, I think.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's so pretty.
I know you did a big one. I love that.
It's a big bit of paper. It's like
Yeah.
canvas paper. But
Oh.
I tried to do the blocking in bit that you did, and I didn't like it. So I then blobbed things over the top. I don't really know what I've done.
No, I love it though. What I really love is the mixture of the square brush, the square paintbrush, because that just adds something to it. I don't know how to describe it, but
I like the square, I must admit.
Yeah.
I was blobbing and it was just looking like dots. So then I started with the square on top.
Then you started squaring it. Yeah. It's good though.
Thank you. I don't know what it is, but I like it. It's very carnival, sort of bright and cheerful.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I love it. Marcy, can you share yours again one more time?
Oh, wait, let me take off the background.
There we go.
Oh, I like it. I like the squares. See, you've done the squares really nicely.
Yeah, there's a lot of dimension.
Yeah. I couldn't get the squares.
No, they're really
But I did.
good.
I used the paintbrush and went over and it just picked up the color from behind.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, that was a really good fix, though. You did a really good job with that.
To bring out some kind of a dimension, right?
Yep. It's a good contrast. It's nice to have that.
Well, it was all because I'm trying to learn how to do the shadow. What do you call it? Shading? Shadowing?
Shading. Yeah. The shading.
That you were teaching. I was trying to do that.
Maybe for the next AnCan class, what if we did like shading in leaves? Like maybe because I feel like leaves, they were one of the very first
Is there something summery we could do with shading?
Yeah, maybe Monstera leaves or
that would be nice.
Like maybe we can focus on maybe 2 or 3 different leaves and shade those so we can give them dimension.
Lemons.
Yeah, lemons. Yeah, lemons, that's a good one too. Oh, let me write this down. Okay, so next AnCan class. Don't let me forget this, okay? Yeah, something citrusy. Sounds really nice, actually. I have to write this down. Like summery, citrusy with shading. Summer, citrus, shading. Maybe that'll be the title. Summer citrus shading. Cool. I'm glad I have that. I'm glad we talked about it. Does anyone else want to share?
Is anybody still working on it, but you want to share? So we need to do some stand-up.
Stand-up?
Like comedy.
I was about to say.
You got to keep the troops entertained, you know?
You want me to tell jokes?
If you're still working on you want to share it, let me pull up some jokes.
Hey, what did the fish say when he hit the cement wall?
What did he say? Damn. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, that's a good one.
Here's one, Hannah. Where do naughty colors go?
Where do naughty colors? In the trash.
In a prism.
In a prism. Of course it does. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. I love a good dad joke, but my memory prevents me from remembering them.
Oh, I never remember jokes.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah.
Hey, I can show mine real quick. I'm behind because I was trying to cook and paint at the same time.
Oh, that's so
Ooh,
pretty.
Oh, I like that. That's
fancy. I
lovely.
like it.
My lighting is dim. We just replaced our light.
Oh,
They are a little dimmer, but anyway, that's what it looks
did you
like.
did you use gold in there?
No, I used your not yet. So I used your brown technique. So I did yellow with a little bit of brown, and you got that little like umber kind of
Okay.
yellow. But I will add gold. So that was going to be
Nice.
my next spot to clear up all the pinks.
Nice. You did so good with it. I love it.
But that right there by my ring finger. That's a light, like a tan color. So maybe that's what you're thinking is gold.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Like maybe the
Yeah.
light was like dimming the gold, but it's more like that tan color.
Yeah, that's what
I
it is.
gotcha. I like it.
Thank you. This was fun.
Yay, good.
This is a mess.
Sharon,
I think I'm
let's
giving
see.
up.
Don't give up.
No,
I
It's
love
beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I
It
think it's
is.
a good way to use up paints that you have, they're lingering on.
Oh, yeah, actually. Well, first I want to say that texture on top of your squarish blobs,
Yeah.
phenomenal. Don't touch
Yeah, it
that. It's
looks
so
really
pretty.
good.
It's so pretty. But yeah, I actually have what I like to call throwaway paintings, but they're not throwaway paintings.
No.
They're no, I'm sorry. I don't call them. In my head, I call them sloppy seconds because like I'll take I wish I could like bring one out. There's one I've been working on for a while where I just make like little patterns, just like little patterns with whatever colors are left over, and it's just going to become what it becomes.
I watched an artist that when she was painting, she would keep like a sketch pad beside her, and the leftover paint that was on her paintbrush, she would just swipe it on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that created another painting.
That's so smart too. Yeah. That's really smart. I
All right, I don't know what to do with this.
It's beautiful. It really is.
Yeah, it really is, Sharon.
Don't touch the middle.
Don't
touch
feel
the
better
middle.
in the morning.
It's always fun.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thanks. Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Does anyone else want to share?
I think that was everyone.
I think that's everyone.
Yeah.
Hannah, did we have any other announcements?
Well, I had a question for you. Are we going to do the veterans classes sometime soon? I want to do that.
Yeah, I told you that we can go ahead and schedule those.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's do that. We'll schedule them.
So TBD, stay posted. And of course, if AnCan has helped you in any way, please rate us a review for great nonprofits, and I will post that in the video link. And Hannah will send it in the follow-up email too. And as always, we love hanging out with you guys and coming up with new ideas and how we can make things better. So thanks for hanging out with us. And Hannah, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Perfect. Yep. Well, everyone have a great rest of your night, and we will see you soon.
Night, guys.
Thank you very much.